Might be okay as long as there's no liquor and pee bottles.
You mean the mattresses might be okay? Like you
No, I mean like nobody's actively living here.
I mean, I think some of the stains will come out, but that dark one right there, I don't know.
You just got out of the truck at the last spot that we want to look at, and you hear something that sounds like a faint child scream or yelling.
I guess that's a Border Patrol internment camp. Thought that was going to be the end of the video, but not quite. We're rocking here with the hazards on because that's third gear, that's fourth gear.
Nona, are you ready? Are you ready for adventure?
Welcome to the warm and beautiful spring waters of Del Rio, Texas, where we've been at harder than a single mom working 2 jobs who loves her kids and never stops, trying to find us somewhere where we might be able to call home.
So we are here in western Texas specifically, where there's a hot spot of springs in the area and a lot of desert land that's up for sale.
This is about 4 hours from where we currently rent in Corpus Christi, Texas. So we ran out here this weekend because we saw some desert lots for sale that are close to some of these rivers and springs. And so we're going to check them out today. But before we head out of town proper here in Del Rio, we're going to hit up Julio's and see if we can get some of his world famous chips so that we can make some nachos wherever we end up tonight out in the truck camper.
So let's go.
There's an armored catfish. You see them? There's a bunch of them. Whoa, there's so many.
She doesn't like heights. Look at her. It's okay. Oh, we're scared of heights. It's okay. Come on. Oh, you're so brave. Wow.
Smells like delicious corn chips here. There's apparently a restaurant, and then there's also, I think, a gift shop maybe. So we're gonna try to find the gift shop and see if we can get some fresh chips.
It smells really good.
It smells delicious. This is the best smelling place I think maybe I've ever been.
50-50 on whether or not this is a gift shop or...
It says gift shop. It looks kind of like a hotel or something, and the blinds are closed, but you can have a lot of fun in a business that's got the blinds closed. So. We win either way.
It was a store.
It is a store. So if you're not familiar, Julio's is a very popular brand of tortilla chips, and now it's a restaurant, and they have salsas and all kinds of stuff, and it's from Del Rio, Texas, and of course that's the factory farm, we believe, right there.
Yeah.
So now we got our Del Rio themed food to cook for later. Now we just got to head out. We found 1 body of water so far. Later today, we're gonna find 2 more, and then the properties we want to look at are out in the country a little bit more. So we're gonna be heading a little bit northwest. Oh, that's a pricker bush. All right. We have made it to our first property we're looking at here outside of Del Rio, Texas.
Oh my gosh. Immediately as you step out, there's raccoon tracks everywhere.
Oh yeah, immediately we got deer tracks, which is an awesome sign.
Raccoons, we love wildlife. Something else that is very small.
Lots of animals. No
Whoa.
trespassing sign, but we called the owner and it is okay for us to be out here looking.
So now we get to explore and you get to see it with us.
So we probably have been driving for about 30 minutes since the last time we talked to you guys. And the sun came out and it is December and it is
Probably 70s.
It's high 70s, maybe 80 degrees, which is very exciting.
Because it's been overcast and raining in Corpus Christi for the past week, so this feels nice.
And then directly this way is Mexico. Mexico is only about maybe 2 miles that way.
Yep, so it's right on the border. similar to Lake Amistad when we were out here last time.
And which means it's also very near the Rio Grande. So
Yes.
we're going to kind of look around this property and show you guys around and see if it's interesting. See if you're interested in it.
Yeah, but in nature, finally, not on the beach.
I guess you would have told us if there was a person staying out here.
Yeah, I don't think they're supposed to. There's a lot of plots for sale, so we're kind of looking in the general area just to see if it's something that we're interested in. It's also owner finance, which means that there's a chance we could afford it because it doesn't require a large down payment.
That's our only chance.
Yeah.
Banks don't finance poor people on land that you can't just live on.
Yeah.
So it has to be something owner financed.
Yep. So we have no idea what's left on this property, so it's part of exploring it is, I know that there's some stuff left. So from what we could tell online, this specific piece that we're on used to be an RV park from Corps of Engineering was a park about 20 years ago, and it just shut down, and it's been vacant ever since.
We do have water pipes. Who knows what these actually go to? And there's supposed to be some septic stub outs, and I do see some electric, just like an RV park, the little electric pedestals. Who knows what this would have been connected to, or if any of it is still hooked to anything. But that's very interesting because we do have the toy hauler now, which would be super awesome if some of this still worked, especially the septic. So here's one of the old RV pedestals that somebody's knocked over.
You just cut the wires off the whole base.
Looks like it. I don't know if maybe meth heads came out here and stole the wires or what, but kind of neat.
Is that neat? This looks very Breaking Bad.
It's very The Hills Have Eyes or Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Well, this isn't a Halloween episode, so it can't go in that direction. We're past that. There's mattresses in here.
This is getting spicier and spicier as we go.
Might be okay as long as there's no liquor and pee bottles.
You mean the mattresses might be okay? Like you
No,
wanna reuse it?
no, I mean like nobody's actively living here.
I mean, I think some of the stains will come out, but that dark one right there, I don't know.
They really did cut all the wiring to all this stuff. 50-50. You taking it? All right. Dog is also braving it. This is kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
I like that. You got a fence on the backside.
Oh, that's that road for the rest area.
Mm-hmm. But it would block you from like Mona running off a cliff or whatever.
Would you do that? Probably. Ain't no brains in there.
This is a cool little structure, about 10 or 15 feet up off the ground here, and you can get a little view.
So this is where the Pecos adjoins the Rio Grande, and just like Lake Amistad with the Devil's River, the Pecos River is this beautiful canyon in the middle of the desert. We had no idea what the water levels were going to look like, so that's also part of the reason why we're here, is we've never seen this specific river, and we have no idea how low or high it is.
But this canyon, we'll show it to you in a drone, is very steep. It's the tallest bridge in Texas is very near here that crosses a part of this canyon on down the road a ways. And it's about 300 feet, I think. So it's very steep canyon walls, but very pretty. And then all this stuff you see back here, these campers and all this stuff up here, these are other properties. They're also for sale, and it's all abandoned.
Yeah.
So there's nobody else out here. We're in the middle of nowhere. And then over there, if you can see those mountains in the background, it wants to focus on my finger, but back here, that's Mexico. So you're very close to Mexico. Actually, that's a ways into Mexico. Mexico is actually much closer than that.
We could literally walk onto the border of Mexico today. Walk over to Mexico.
So we've got some sort of fuel tank here, elevated off the ground. And some other items? I don't know what they are.
I guess we'll find out. Fuel meter. Diesel fuel.
Just gravity fed, it can't fail.
Should be empty. What is this?
Hop in. Looks like a sleeper cab off the
Yeah,
back of an
it's
old
like-
semi-truck.
It's large enough for one person to sleep in there.
I think it gets pretty windy here. If you see on all these buildings, they've all got like hurricane straps and cables holding them down. So that probably a signifier that it gets pretty windy. And then the fact that the building has been blown, it looks like it's been blown over.
To one side. Do you want to look at the trailer?
Yeah, we'll go check out over here because this is all part of the same property. This property, if we didn't mention it, is about 10 acres. We're going to look at several tracts today, and they're all within like 8 to 12 acres.
Yeah. Whoa.
I like that there's some pavement. So this pavement right here is on the property.
Yep, it's all poured.
So it'd be super nice having this. That's a big bonus having all this pavement.
Now you don't have to cut in roads anywhere to actually access the property. That was me testing it to make sure it was sturdy. That's a pretty good test.
The superstructure looks good. Just needs a metal roof thrown back on.
You can still use this building.
Big old propane tanks, this little old metal building.
The roof is still intact on the sides. It just needs new windows. Do you want to go up on the hill or do you want to explore the trailer?
I don't really want to go in the trailer, and also not 100% sure there's not somebody hiding in there, but we'll go see.
Okay. No.
That's a good sign. That's a thumbnail.
There's another carport.
I don't know how much it costs to get a trailer hauled away. I don't even know how that works because that thing's been sitting there forever. I guarantee the axles are seized and the tires are non-existent. I don't even know how much it costs to get somebody to come in and pull that off.
Remove it, yeah.
I imagine it's not cheap.
Dude.
That's very big, having water out here.
Whoa.
I don't know where it's coming from. But at least there's something out here. So this is the corner of the third piece of property we're looking at. And you can see down here, that's the Pecos River right there. And you can see the trench in the middle, how low it is, but it's still flowing down there, but just barely.
But this third piece, you would actually hypothetically be waterfront aside from the giant cliff. But you might be able to meander down this little slough, or what else do you call it?
I call it a draw.
A draw. You might be able to scramble down there to access it. But worst case scenario, at the end of this paved road is a boat ramp. So you have access regardless.
So it starts up here, your property would start up here, it's about 10 acres. And you have some flat area up there, but then it makes this draw that cuts into this canyon. And so we're gonna go check out right down here and see how steep it is to see if maybe you could cut you a little trail in here or something. We could get down here on an ATV or just walk down here. So we're gonna go check that out.
Good girl, good girl. You got this side? There's grass. There you go, parkour. Good girl. What is very interesting and what I did not expect is this rock that we're walking over looks like karst, and it's usually very sharp. So very unique that there's karst over here. If I'm right, if that's what we're walking across, it looks exactly like it. You're familiar too, aren't you?
We got nice and sweaty down here in December. That's the river way down there, and you still have to go through all this thorny stuff. The property boundary stops just on the other side of this thorny stuff. So I think we're gonna go check out another piece just down the hill.
This is the only one where you could, from your property, hypothetically go straight to the water. It'd be a lot of bushwhacking and cutting, but you could hypothetically do it. But we have our eye on another piece that might be more plausible.
Because the rest of it's just a vertical cliff about 300 feet straight down. So we're gonna go check out the next one and hike all the way back up that hill right there. So we'll see you in a minute. Right there. There's a javelina out here on the property. So if you're not familiar with javelina, it's like a pig, but not. Isn't that cool? All frozen up right there. There's his buddy. Javelina. It's like our Honda Ridgeline. Truck, not truck. This is a pig, not pig. Pretty cool way out here.
What was that? Yeah. You like the pig, not pig?
It's pretty cool.
Is that where your boat goes when it's naughty?
I don't know. That's wild. I guess that's a border patrol internment camp, I guess.
That's a bad little boat. Bad boat.
So all this would have been water several years ago. The Pecos River is pretty dry. So where all these trees are should be water. And this is supposed to be a boat ramp down here, but it says it's closed. But we're just driving to check it out because we're in the area.
We are in the canyon with a vehicle.
I think we're in the Pecos River. Supposed to be. Very pretty and very quiet. And so far we've seen javelinas, gray foxes, a stray house cat for some reason. And then there's where the boat ramp is now, a trench cut into the mud.
Okay. Oh boy. So we were at the top of the properties up there, and that was the border, this giant cliff line, and that's kind of where we scurried down in this drop all the way down here.
It's very pretty. It's very scenic. This is the Pecos River. This is what we've been after. As you know, on Candy Adventures, we're always trying to find water and get to water, and our big goal is to 2025 buy some property near or very close to some water where we have access. And this is pretty neat. It's way down, but it's still water. I don't know how deep it is. I don't know if it's boatable with our little Morning Star aluminum boat.
Oh no! Oh no!
Did you get in the Pecos? Did you get in the Pecos? Uh-oh.
Good job.
What an adventure. Don't do it again.
Oh, we're gonna do it again.
Uh-oh.
Oh no!
Uh-oh, we gotta zoom in.
No. Oh, and that's it. Well.
You like the river?
Yeah.
Well, it's at least one dog deep.
We just got out of the truck at the last spot that we want to look at, and you hear something that sounds like a faint child scream or yelling. It's goats, and they're all the way across the canyon, but you can hear them echoing all the way over there. Little babies.
That'll be a big San Diego no thank you on this property. Didn't realize quite how vertical it was looking at the map off the backside, but that's a sheer, 200 foot cliff. With a spastic dog that's always doing a zoomy and chasing javelinas or whatever. Like, no.
We tried to look on like a 3D mapping software and it didn't look this steep, but that is a straight cliff down into a ravine, so hard pass.
This must be where they pulled some of the rocks when the Corps of Engineers was originally building maybe some of the roads down here or something. Because it definitely looks like an excavation site or something right there.
This one.
Parked your camper in here. Seems like it'd keep it out of the wind and out of the...
No one would be able to see you.
No wind down here, so...
Your hair's barely moving.
It was super windy up just where she's at, so this would be a nice windbreak for a camper.
It's windier. regardless if we get a piece of property, this one day of just being outside of the city in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by no other people, is bliss, because their only other escape has been the beach. So this is miles of desert with no one else around, and it is so nice, at least for 24 hours. It's ultimate escapism. We finished looking at all of the pieces, so now we have to find a place to sleep. And the sun's obviously about to go down, so sort of in a crunch, but hopefully we can find a place before it gets completely dark outside.
I don't know which campsite.
It's been a minute. That's it.
All right, pretty level. All right, so we found a pretty cool little campsite here. It's actually a state park in Texas. I think this is Seminole Canyon State Park, and pretty cool spot.
You can stop lip licking. We don't need ASMR.
I think she's lipping because Julio's chips are out. So we got some of Julio's chips, and I'll be honest, we're acting like we're experts. We've never tried these chips before.
I'm pretty sure what makes them different is they have a unique seasoning. They're not salted.
Yeah, they're seasoned, and they're really good. It reminds me almost like a Dorito that's a little bit milder, and you don't get like residue on your fingers. But they're super good. So I'm a fan of the seasoning already. But since we didn't get to try these hot out of the kitchen when we bought them at the gift shop, we are going to warm them up over this fire. And we have our hot dog stick here. We don't have anything to fry, but we use this basket to do stuff like this. So we're gonna heat these chips up over a fire for our nachos. You can actually hear these things sizzling like they're coming out of the fryer.
Campfire nachos. Does that sound pretty good? You got it. There you go.
Go lay down. Good girl.
Wow, you got the whole setup. Look at that.
So this is, if you've never had canned ground beef, we bought a bunch of this, thinking we were going to take a different job that didn't end up happening. So we have a stockpile of this. It's really good, and the only ingredients is beef and sea salt.
It is actually really good and really tender.
Yep. So this stuff's awesome. It's a little pricey. You can buy it on Amazon, or you can buy it at Walmart. And we have actually found that it's about $1 a can cheaper to buy it
At Walmart.
At Walmart, which is crazy. It's actually more expensive on Amazon, and it took it quite a while to ship on Amazon. But we have a big surplus, and it's actually just real ground beef. It's super good. So if you're trying to prep or move off grid in the desert, this might be an option for you too.
It looks better once it's heated up, because that's just the fat.
Just the beef fat.
Are you making your brown hot?
I am making my brown hot.
You had cold brown, but you're going to have hot brown.
Wetting my dries and drying my wets.
Did you already try the queso?
I did.
Is it good?
I did try the queso. It is very good. Yeah, it is very good.
Oh no. Yeah. Oh no.
Pretty good.
Thick queso.
Chips are good.
Oh, they are kind of like a Dorito. The seasoning, right?
Oh yeah. We bought the seating just like this, and that will probably be in the next 100 videos because
Forever,
these chips
never.
are super good. We've never actually had this anything from Julio before, but very good. There is a death hornet.
Excuse you. Where did you come from?
Got a little salsa with our salsa spoon.
Designated as a salsa spoon just now.
Julio's. It's also a queso spoon. It's a bilingual spoon. We did not heat this up, so we've been really into this lately. This is Salvadorian style sour cream.
Oh yeah, look at that.
And I only recently learned what chipotle is, and it is just a jalapeno that has been ripened and then smoked.
Oh.
I did not know that.
I thought it just came smoky.
As usual, I forgot about the vegetables, the boring vegetables.
Probably didn't want it because you have salads 5 days a week.
By our Friday, I'm pretty well done with salad.
Salsa, queso. That's it?
That's very good. We're gonna have a little Lone Star beer out here outside of Del Rio, Texas, out here in the middle of the desert. And we'll see you guys tomorrow because we got one more place we want to check out tomorrow that is really pretty.
Yeah.
Ourselves. Mine sounds stupid now. I want to do Mom's thing.
Yeah, me too.
In that case, I'd better write you a prescription for adventure.
Good morning. It is officially 15 degrees colder outside and about 20 miles per hour winds. So it is much more chilly than it was yesterday and much more windy than it was yesterday. But we're gonna cook some breakfast here lakefront at Lake Amistad. The other good news is, as it's colder outside, we've tried to use our diesel heater and it is not heating.
We had pretty good luck with our Julio's chips last night, so we're going to try the seasoning that they dust on the chips and see what that's like on some eggs. I bet pretty good because the number one ingredient is monosodium glutamate, which makes everything better. We got our buttered Thomas cinnamon raisin English muffins. We have a slightly runny egg with Julio's seasoning, and then we got a couple pieces of bacon. And that is our breakfast right there. Absolutely delicious. Because it's cold outside, so this is going to be awesome.
Cold and windy. It's going to be too hot? That sounds crunchy.
That is perfect.
It's so windy that it's trying to take my Egg McMuffin bun. It's already blown it off the top of the sandwich twice. The view is nice. I just take a little less wind. Oh no, almost lost the plate. This lake is also part of the reason why we're looking for land in this area, is because you have this massive, beautiful blue-green water lake in the middle of the desert, and it's on the border and there's multiple access points. The water is pretty low. When we were here in April, I think it was about 28% full, and as of today it's 26.6, so it's not getting any fuller, but it's still navigable with a boat. Like, we would still be able to use our boat, and there's the Devil's River that connects on the northern end that you can float or swim in. So there's multiple access points and like recreational activity. Right now, if we wanted to go to a lake where we're staying, it's at least an hour to drive up there. But if you were in this area, you'd be a lot closer, maybe only 20 or 30 minutes, and it's a much larger lake. But it is very windy over here. That is the downside.
Yesterday we were in t-shirts and sweating, and today we're trying to turn the diesel heater on and it's cold, so it's a 20 or 30 degree temperature swing from yesterday.
Yeah, and then tomorrow it's supposed to go back up by about like 10 degrees and far less wind, so it can be very unpredictable, and consistent wind can be pretty annoying to live in. I don't know if anybody else has lived in like very windy places, but it's inconvenient and can be frustrating at times.
Especially in places where there's no trees.
Yeah.
That wind is very apparent when there's nothing stopping it. So, but we looked at those properties today. Again, we went up there in the wind. We didn't film it because you already saw it. Just to see how the wind affected the different locations. And the one we thought would be out of the wind.
Was not out of the wind at all.
No, my ignorance was on peak, operating in peak form, thinking well the wind only comes from one direction. So no, we went today and I got schooled quickly by the environment that the wind can change directions, and then it just becomes a big wind funnel. Today, that one piece we were looking at. So that's all very windy, so that's something in our decision-making process. But we appreciate you guys. We got to get back on the road and head back to Corpus Christi. That's about 4 or 5 hours of driving. And then we'll see you guys next video, and hope we can check out some more properties or see what's going on with this one.
It's an excuse to explore nonetheless.
Yep.
So
we'll see you guys next video. Thanks for sticking around, and Merry Christmas. Thought that was going to be the end of the video, but not quite. We're rocking here with the hazards on because that's 3rd gear, that's 4th gear, and here's 5th gear or overdrive, and there's nothing living in there. So, and then I can't back shift down back to 4th, so I got to go back to 3rd and then find 4th. But the kicker is 4th, it doesn't want to stay in 4th, so I got to have constant down pressure. I don't know, I'm putting about 15 pounds on it to hold it into 4th gear. And we've got
5 hours?
4 or 5 hours left to do with me putting 15 pounds of pressure in 4th gear. And in Texas, these roads are like 70 and 85 mile an hour speed limits, and we're rocking about 50. So it's gonna be a not so fun rest of the day. So the next video might have a little delay because this truck is the basis of the toy hauler, looking for land, and the truck camper. So we're gonna
we don't have 5th gear.
We got a transmission that is on the way out. So hopefully we can get back and everything will be okay. But there may be a little delay in the next videos if we got to figure out how to fix this transmission. Worried that's going to be very expensive. Just hazards and holding 4th gear. This is going to be miserable. But we'll see you guys next video. Hopefully we can get this sorted out.